Well, if you look behind me, you'll see Bella the Boler is all hooked up, and it's still pretty dark out. It's just been me and the birds out here so far. Emily is just taking Mabel for a walk, and as soon as she gets back, the two of us are going to hit the road, meaning me and Emily, not Mabel. Mabel is going to stay behind this trip, and that's for a very special reason, and it's because of our destination. You know, it's going to be so hard to leave this little girl behind, but she'll be fine. We have a house sitter and a dog sitter, well, one and the same, coming to watch after her in the house, and it'll only be a few days. Yeah, it's okay, little dog. And the horn sounds, and we're off. So Google's putting us at about 900 and some kilometers and change in distance, saying it's going to be about 9.5 hours. We were about 25 minutes late getting out from our target time. I blame that on the person who parked in front of our house last night. There's only one spot on the street by the house where I can park, and if I block our driveway with the trailer and park my truck in front of the neighbor's lawn, will actually fit. And right as I was getting ready to hook up and pull out last night, somebody pulled up and stole that spot. So that cost us some time this morning. I'm thinking we're going to be more like an actual travel time of about 12 hours today. And Emily's going to tell you where we are going and why.
We are going to Yellowstone National Park, the first national park in the U.S., created in 1872. I was there when I was 10 years old, so a long time ago, and I'd love to go back. We didn't just on a whim decide to go. We actually are meeting my aunt and uncle who live in Florida. They let us know a couple months ago that that was their vacation plan for the year. They were looking at the map and they thought, it's drivable for us to come down. So they asked if we would join them. So off we go.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, it's like, sure, compared to Florida, yeah, it is quite close for us. And there was a catalyst for the going, but in terms of being on a whim, it sort of was on a whim because the amount of thought we put into it was pretty much, hey, let's go.
Why not?
Windy, first stop here in Fort McLeod, 707 kilometers to go. Just a quick little stop there, fuel stretch, add a little liquid to the black tank in the trailer, and now it's time to get on the road. Next stop will be the U.S. border. All right, just a quick stop here alongside the highway, just south of Browning, Montana. I am not going to get out of the car or out of the truck. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning. We've still got 500 and some kilometers to go. Let me see if I can get to focus on the mountains there for you. Isn't that beautiful? Great view here in Montana. No issues crossing the border. Standard basic questions. They didn't even bother to look in the trailer or anything. So no issues there as expected. I'm going to knock wood. We never usually have any problems crossing the border, so that's great, and time to keep making miles. Minor little delay in our action here. We hit some construction here and we're sitting at this red light in the middle of nowhere. says there's supposed to be a pilot car eventually come along to escort us through the construction zone. So we're just wondering, you know, how long do we wait? Like, if we sit here for an hour and nobody comes along, like, what do we do? So we have pulled over and stopped here in Augusta, Montana. Now, this is a pretty cool little town. Emily saw this little consignment antique shop here and actually made me turn around and come back into town so she can stop and check it out. Unbelievable. So much stuff. It's incredible. You could spend a day in here. All right. So we just stopped here in Helena, Montana. Filled up a little bit. Well, filled up all the way. For those keeping score at home, the current price of fuel here in Helena was $3.20 a gallon. No idea what that works out to when I convert it to Canadian and liters. Took about $71 US to fill the tank, which is not bad considering that was our last fill up was in Fort McLeod. And it's currently 2 p.m. And I don't know, I forgot to look at the map to see how far we have to go to Yellowstone, but that's okay. I'm setting sights on Wheat, Montana Bakery in Three Forks, Montana. So that'll be our next update. And we have arrived.
Yes, and it smells like bread.
I was gonna say, want to comment on the smell? You were just losing your mind coming into the parking lot.
Amazing.
All right, I have not been here for 20 years, so we'll see if it's still as good as I remember. All right, got everything? Okay, let's roll. Thank you. You're welcome. Here we go. Bella's still right where we left her. About 2 hours to our campground now. So we're in the home stretch, such as it is. Farewell, Three Forks, Montana. Little bit windy here. I'll have to edit this out afterwards with the Google sound editor, but we're just at a rest stop here, about 32 miles from Yellowstone in the home stretch on our way to the campsite. Well, it's funny, I keep saying how many miles or how far from Yellowstone, but it's actually from our campsite at the KOA on the west approach to Yellowstone. So I don't know how far it is to Yellowstone itself, but that's tomorrow's project. But right now we got this whole place to ourselves. And we have made it to the KOA West Yellowstone Adventure, or whatever it's called. Important thing is we're here almost 12 hours on the nose, about 12 hours and 15 minutes. Check in, check in. All right, quick walk around of our site. The site is designed for motorhomes, not for back-end trailers, so all of our utilities here are on the wrong side. Not a big deal. We got plenty of water hose, plenty of power hose. The site is also very, very unlevel. You can see I had to use every stacking block I had available to get the jacks up to the point where they would stabilize in the back. This side here, we got our pile of utility connections. It's also pretty level or unlevel side to side. So I don't know if you saw that when I was on this side. We pretty much are using the Camco leveler to its full extent for getting level side to side. So it's good that that did work out in the end. I mean, initial impressions are, it's like, you know, as far as KOA RV park type places go, pretty nice. We got some nice mature trees here. We were lucky because we're so short, we can fit in this site without any issues. Still even have room to walk around the back here if we need to, but yeah, pretty cool. So next order of business, I am going to change out of my Boler shirt, clean up a little bit from the unhooking process, and then we are going to head into West Yellowstone to catch up with Emily's aunt and uncle. So that was fun. We had a great meal at the Slippery Otter. I did the lobster bisque with Caesar salad.
I had a pizza, also at the lobster bisque. Had to try it.
Yeah, who would have known you could get great lobster in Montana? So we did. Now we're just going to take a quick cruise around West Yellowstone a bit before we head back to the trailer and call it a night. Putting a few things away, but that's going to wrap it up for our road trip to Yellowstone. I figure I'll split this into a series of videos instead of doing a massive 45-minute video like I did for Victoria Day. So we'll see you in the next video.